Boom, boom. Okay, so if you're not health licensed, I would encourage you to get health licensed. That's the first thing I'm going to tell you. It is, I don't know how it is for most states. I know how it is in Florida, but I also know that most states mirror each other's in reference to the test. Guys, it is a weekend study program. No lie. The health portion of the life license, like if you only have the life side, you can pick up the health side separately and attach it together. It is a weekend study program. It's probably 3-4 chapters. You're going to go over what the difference are between PPOs, HMOs, EPOs. You're going to go over what long-term care is, what disability insurance is. It is really a simple license that I encourage everybody to obtain. If you're not in Illinois, you can leverage our Excel testing solutions platform, leverage the discount that we have in our back office, and it's free. The whole study program is free for you for that 30-day period, right? If you're in Illinois, you can leverage our Exam FX platform, which is, I think, $70. And even then, I think it's probably going to be a little bit lower just because you're only doing the health side. 100% worth doing it. And I'm going to tell you why, right? But I'm going to give you my reasons why you should. And I'm not, by no means am I telling you, shift out of the life insurance world, annuity world, and go 100% into health. I'm the first to tell you, 90% of my revenue is life and annuity. There is nothing I've ever done that pays more money in a shorter period of time and has such a high demand as life insurance and annuity. 100%. My biggest case that I've ever done as a field agent, when I was a field agent, paid me $42,000 in 1 month, and it was an annuity and a life case combined. Okay, I used a life insurance policy to fund I used an immediate payout annuity to fund a guaranteed universal life product. If you want to know that strategy, there's a book by what's his name? Brian Tracy. I'll look it up. It's called The Retirement Miracle. It's a phenomenal book that I learned in reference to that strategy. So I'm not taking away from that. Here's what I am saying. Opening up a business and being an entrepreneur, right? It's a struggle the first couple of years. It's a struggle because you're unemployed. There's nobody paying you a salary. You're trying to create momentum. You're trying to create awareness. You're trying to create a market, right? I'm not going to lie. I ain't going to lie to you and tell you that I would love to be where you guys are. I don't. I remember what it was like my first year. I remember what it was like my first couple of years. Like, I don't want to go back to that space. I think I'd shed a tear if I ever had to go back in time and start this industry all over again. So I trust me, I have a lot of respect for you guys. I'm at a place right now where there doesn't go 30 days. If this sells you the dream a little bit, there doesn't go by a month where at least 4 clients or people that I've known in this industry reach out to me asking for insurance. I've planted enough seeds that every month there's always going to be at least 4 to 5 pieces of business that I'm going to do, not because I'm out there searching it, but just because I didn't change my phone number. Which, my tip for you guys, don't ever change your number. Don't ever change. My number is gold to me. Don't ever change your number. They always reach out to me, but I had to plant 18 years worth of seeds to get to that level. You know what I'm saying? I had to really do that. Now, one thing that I wish I would have been able to, if I could have had this when I first got into business, is a pension. I mean, ask yourself this. And if you can, please, if you can get on camera, I'd really love to see your face. Okay. There's a lot of learning. I'm very big about emotional intelligence. I'm always looking at people's faces because their face gives more than their mouth does. If I can get more people on camera, that would be great. But here's my point. If you get in business, wouldn't it be great if you got in business and had a pension, a stream of income coming into your bank account every single month, no matter whether you woke up and worked or you didn't wake up and didn't work? I think the biggest stress in opening up a business is, oh my God, I got to go out there. I got to go hunting and hope that I catch, bring back the bacon to the family. Because if not, how am I going to pay the bills? I got to go back to work. So that's one of the biggest hurdles when it comes to, becoming an entrepreneur. Health insurance will always be in a much higher demand than life insurance. I'm not here to tell you one is more important than the other. That's not what I'm here to do. I'm just here to tell you, statistically, you'll get more people to want to talk to you about health insurance. You'll get more people wanting to talk to you about tax preparation. You'll get more people wanting to talk to you about credit repair. You'll get more people wanting to talk to you about anything than life insurance up front. Honestly, now Well, Tony, what do you mean? What are you trying to tell me? All of those vehicles that I just mentioned, don't we have them in TKO's platform? We have them. They're all in TKO's platform, right? Why are they there? They're there to do the number one thing you need in order to generate a life insurance and annuity client. You know what that is? Build rapport. Build rapport. Unfortunately, society has taken the term life insurance agent and put it right next to the term used car salesman. Initially, without rapport, they just don't want to deal with us. I'm just being honest. They don't. They're like, I don't want to deal with you. You trying to sell me something. You a life insurance agent, right? They don't understand how noble and how what an honor it is to be in this industry and to prevent people from joining that GoFundMe group, right? This is the no fun movement. This is the no fund me movement. We should get shirts that say that. The no fund me movement, right? So, but in the beginning, you're just a pushy salesman. I mean, literally, it isn't until you build rapport, until they like you, and until they trust you, that they're actually willing to have a conversation with you in reference to their mortality. Believe it or not, sometimes it's not that they don't like you. Sometimes they just don't want to address mortality. They don't want to address the fact that I'm not going to be here one day and I don't want to talk about that. That's not going to be me. That's not going to be me. Right. And they especially don't want to have that conversation if they're doing it with someone that they don't know, because it's a conversation that could shed a tear. I remember when I had my son was born, the very first year my son was born, I put together a trust for my family. And in my trust, I took a blank sheet of paper and I just started writing a letter to my son. My son now is months old. I wrote a letter to my future, the future version of my son. What would I want to tell my blood, my son, the kid that's going to live on my last name? What do I want to tell him if I'm not here? That was a hard letter to write. I remember vividly writing that letter in my office at Northwestern Mutual. I had to close the door. My throat got choked up. Sometimes people don't want to face their mortality. And if they don't know you, they don't want to talk about it. So credit repair, taxes, health insurance, all that stuff, those are all things that people are willing to talk about a lot faster. It's not that it's going to be this money maker. I'm going to keep it real. Credit will pay you $50 to $100 for every client you refer over. Taxes will pay you, $40 to $400, depending on what kind of taxes you're doing, right? E-commerce will pay you $1,000 in commissions, right? Like, it's not like, whoa, I'm making 10 grand on this. I'm making 10 stack. No, it's not that. It's not. But if you help them in that world and they build rapport with you, and you're the person that helps take their credit score from a 660 to a 710, and now they can go get that house. You're the person that gives them that health insurance that they've always wanted to have, so they can get that physical exam for their child that they've always wanted to do. Or you're the person that, you're the person that's able to help them get their taxes done and get that refund that the family so desperately needs. You're looked at as someone that's helped them, period. That rapport starts to build. Now, when that rapport starts to build, you now have permission to have a real conversation about insurance and retirement planning. That's what happens. You're no longer on the, you're in the inner circle now. You're not on the outside of the circle. You're in the circle. You're in it. Now, why am I talking about all of this stuff? Obviously, it's relative to health insurance. Look, health insurance is something that people will always want to talk about first. It doesn't pay a lot, but it builds you a pension plan. Okay. A health insurance policy, a traditional health insurance policy. And I'm not going to dig too deep on traditional health. I'm actually going to talk more about cross-selling health products that you can sell. But traditional health will pay you about $20 per member, right? So you got a family of 3, 20, 40, $60 a month. It's not a lot, but if you get that, but you get it every month, right? So, for example, Howard just finished open enrollment right now. Howard, if you don't mind, how many members did you enroll during that month and a half, 2 months window?
Excuse the background. I've been moved to the garage. Well, I actually only started in December.
Okay.
Because of my contracting, and I'm still busy.
That's right. How many have you enrolled thus far?
To date?
No. Yeah, to date. Yeah, since you started to now.
So since I started to now, 492.
490.
No, not members. 492 applications.
492 apps. And some of those apps have 2 and 3 members in it.
So members are at about 575 members.
575 members. So now take 575, multiply that by 20 a month. He's making $11,500 every single month in passive income.
1,100.
I'm sorry?
1,100.
11.
No, 11,000.
11,000. 575 times 20. It's 11,000. $500 every single month. Right? Now, to be honest, right? What Howard has done is kind of an anomaly. That's not usually what, he's been in the game for a little bit. We tested this last year. Like, I'm not saying if you guys do it, no.
Last year was incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I got 4 people.
4, exactly.
Yeah.
I
In
myself,
October, I got 8 and I lost 6.
Yeah. And I remember you and I bought like $2,000 worth of leads that turned into garbage. We didn't do nothing. We lost money. I remember.
Oh yeah.
I'm not here to sell you the dream either. I'm here to keep it real. Right. I enrolled this year 45 members. That's what I enrolled. I enrolled 45. 45 times 20 is about 45 times 20. It's about $900 a month, right? Not bad. That to me is like lead money, right? Take $900 and just push it into leads and buy leads and flip it into the life side, right? But here's what I'm trying to get at. You get this little health license, and maybe you only help 5 members here, 5 members there, 10 members there, 3 members here, 2 members here, 3 members here, whatever. And you do it for a whole year. And let's just say in an entire year, the most you enrolled is 100 members. I mean, that's what, like 9 members a month? Not a lot. That's not. I mean, nine people a month is like 3 families of 3, right? But you end up with 100 of them. 100 of them times 20, you're walking into year 2 with $2,000 a month passive income. But you're walking into 100 people now that know you, like you, built rapport with you. You can cross-sell into that world. So let me give you another number that I do a lot of this. Howard doesn't do that much of this. I do a lot of this. I cross-sell like crazy. I enrolled 45 members this month. You think, right? 45 members, $20 a month, right? 45 times 20, $900. Cool. But you know what I did out of the 45? I cross-sold 30 of them. I cross-sold dental plans. I cross-sold life insurance. I cross-sold hospital indemnity. I cross-sold. Do you know how much I cross-sold? You want to know how much premium I cross-sold? Close to $60,000 in premium. Cross-selling. Why? Because of 2 reasons. 1, the Affordable Care Act program, which I'll talk about that momentarily. But 2, I took advantage of the fact that I helped the person. I built rapport with the person. I asked questions, and I had the permission to cross-sell other products, cross-selling other products. And sometimes all you sell is a dental and a vision plan, and that might make you $200. But hey, $200 for an hour's worth of time isn't bad, right? I mean, I'm not going to complain, right? Yeah, sometimes I sit in a meeting for an hour and make $9,000. Like, I get that. But I also want to be humble enough to appreciate $200 in an hour, because there's some people in today's world that can't make $200 in a week. And they're working out in the cold, outside, shoveling stuff, or here in Florida, picking tomatoes, like farm work, like stuff that some of us would never do. So just as appreciative as I am as $9,000 in an hour, I'm very appreciative of $200 in an hour. But it's $200. You do that 5 times a week. You made $5,000. You made $1,000. You do that every single month. You're making $4,000 a month. That's $48,000 a year, baby. You're an entrepreneur. Just dental, just a dental plan. I mean, no medical underwriting. That's how dental plans work. Just so you know. Do you want dental insurance? Cool. Let me run your quote. It costs you $35 a month. You want it? Yes. Click sign. Done. Next day, pay. Next day, pay. Done. Vision, same thing. Right. Today, I'm going to focus more on hospital indemnity on the back end to really talk about what that is, because I think everybody needs to implement hospital indemnity in their life insurance practice, and I'll show you how in a moment. But I'm trying to get you to understand there's value in that little itty bitty health license. It doesn't start off as something big, but you build it into something decent. That's number 1. Number 2, you prevent losing clients. Let me tell you something. You don't get a health license because you have a life. There's a health insurance agent that will write the health policy for your life client. And if that health agent has a life policy, a life license, you have an opportunity. I don't want to say an opportunity. You have the risk of losing that client to a replacement. Some people would rather have all their insurances with one person. Some people would. And if the health guy that helps them with health insurance can also help them with life, you're out. You're out. So what you're doing by being their health agent and their life agent is you're eliminating the competition. You're eliminating the competition. You know what else you're doing? Okay. You're creating a sticky client. A client that has multiple things with you, it's harder for that client to untether themselves from you. It's harder for that client to even give you a call and be like, I got to cancel this part because I'm going to keep these. No, a lot of the times they want to preserve the relationship with you and keep everything, even in moments when things are tough. It's just the truth. You're creating a sticky situation. That's why that little itty bitty health license is worth it. The pension, it'll build. It ain't going to build right away. I'm not here to tell you next month you got 400 members. No. Notice what Howard told you. Howard's gone through a year and a half of this with us. We lost a lot of money in the beginning playing around in that world. Now it's starting to bear fruit. But even then, one of the things Howard tells me indirectly is, man, I wish I would have cross-sold a little more. Right? He did a lot of enrollments, but he didn't do that much cross-selling. Granted, he's in a different market where he can't. But I wrote 60,000 in premium. Right? 60,000, even at a 50% comp, that's 30 grand, just so you guys know, in a 2-month window. Cross-selling. So if you see me on social media and you're like, man, why is he talking about health insurance? Why is he talking about this? Listen, I'm not doing it just for the $20 enrollment. I'm doing it for all the cross-selling that comes along with it. Now, let me take this whole concept and blow it up on steroids. The government has a program called the Affordable Care Act program, the ACA program. You know what the Affordable Care Act program says? It says, Mr. Client, the government is willing to give you money for your health insurance. You have certain qualifications. I need to know some things about you. Number one, I need to know, what is your income? Number two, I need to know how many people do you claim on your taxes? Number three, I need to know that if you're married, your husband and wife are claiming taxes together. And number four, I need to know that your employer is not offering you any type of health insurance benefits. And as long as your employer is not offering you health benefits, if you're married, you're filing taxes together, as long as you're telling me how many dependents you claim on your taxes, and as long as you're not making buku money, I can qualify you for health insurance and give you government subsidy. A lot of people confuse it. Is this Obamacare? Let's get it straight. There's no government insurance program. There's not a government insurance policy. Right? You're not going to get a gold card that has an American flag on the side that says Obamacare in the back. That's not it. What it is the government gives you money and says you can use that money for whatever health insurance company you want. Blue Cross Blue Shield, Molina, Aetna, Cigna, Bright Health, United Health One, whatever major medical companies are out there. They're not going to physically give you the money. What they're saying is we're going to give that insurance company this money, and whatever this money doesn't cover, we're going to send it to you. I got clients, you know how much they're paying? Zero. They qualify for like a $700 subsidy, but the health insurance policy costs $600. Wait, what? It's free health insurance? Yes, free health insurance. I got people that pay $8. I got people that pay $2. Major medical insurance for husband, wife, 2 kids, $35 copays. $100 deductibles. You're like, wait, what? Yes, that is, this ACA program is taking health insurance and blowing it up on steroids. Now, you know how I cross-sell? Here's what I do. I tell the client, Mr. Client, if I can get you, your wife, and your 2 children really good health insurance, I'm talking about really good major medical health insurance, $35 copay visits type stuff, or free copays. What's your budget? What's the most you're willing to apply to that? You know what most people say? Tony, if you can get my entire family covered, I mean my whole family covered, okay? $150, $200. That's my budget. I can't go past that, bro. 200, that's it. My employer's trying to charge me $400 and something. I ran a quote by myself. It was like $600. Like, holy, I can afford 200, man. That's tight. I can't do any more than that. Now, what is it that you know as a health insurance agent? You know what they can afford. You know what's available now per month. So now when you run the numbers and you're running them and you're like, holy crap, you're not telling them this. You're like, man, it's free. It's free. You've asked some questions, right? What's your date of birth? Are you a smoker, non-smoker? What's your height and weight? Tell me about your health. Logical questions that you're asking, right? And then you know what you're doing? You're taking a quick minute to run a quick simplified term product with SBLI or a quick simplified term product with Foresters. And you run that number, you're like, oh, that's $50. And then you run a dental plan and you're like, oh, that's $30. And then you run, you know, a dental plan, a vision plan that's $15. And then you run a hospital indemnity that's $60. And you add all that stuff up together and you're like, man, that's about $140. He just told me what? My budget's $150. Mr. Client, you told me your budget was $150, right? Yes, my budget's $150. Let me show you what I can do for you. What if I could save you $10 and make it $140? What? $140? 10? Hell yeah. What you got? Here's what I got, Mr. Client. I've got a major medical insurance policy through Molina, through Cigna, through whatever. It's got a $200 deductible, $35 doctor's visits, you know, $3 generic drugs. Oh my God, that's great. But there's more. I got a dental plan that'll give you up to $1,500 of dental coverage for you and your family. Free annual checkups. But there's more. I got a vision plan that'll give you, you know, bifocals and contacts up to $300 for the year. But there's more, right? I got $250,000 worth of life insurance plus another $250,000 of accidental life insurance. I got $250,000 of living benefits, cash in your hand if you develop cancer, stroke, or heart attack. But I've also got a legal services. You can talk to an actual department for legal services, legal aids. And Mr. Client, who's that talking? Hold on, let me mute that one. There we go. And Mr. Client, let me ask you a question. If I could give you $3,100 a day, if you end up in the hospital for any reason whatsoever, any reason, I'm talking about if you end up in the hospital just one day, even if it happens to be for COVID, and then $600 a day every day thereafter for a period of 30 days. I'm talking cash in hand. What if I told you I can get you all that for $140? What would you say? What? Sign me the heck up. Let me show you what it is that we have for you. And then I explain each policy. Boom, 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 boom. Here's what I don't do. I don't sell it like a jumbled plan. There's a lot. That's the number one, by the way, that's against the law. You're not going to sell it like this is $140 as a bundled package. You take it or leave it. No, you solicit it the way that I did, and then you itemize it, right? The dental is 30, the vision is 15, the hospital indemnity is 60. This is this. And listen, because of the Affordable Care Act, you're getting major medical insurance at zero cost. Oh my God. Do you got 15 minutes, 20 minutes to apply? Sure. Let's go. Boom, 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 boom. So now you did $50 on some quick simplified term insurance company, right? That's $600 in premium, right? You do $600 in premium at a 90% contract with a company like Forrester's. You just made $540. By the way, that 90% contract is an entry level contract. I'm not talking VP, SVP. I'm talking entry level. You just made $540 on that, right? Your hospital indemnity plan is a 55% contract, and that's costing, you know, $500 a year, because that's about $40 a month, right? So you're making another $250 on that. You know, your $15 dental, your $15 vision plus your $30 dental is $45 a month. You know, you're making a 33% contract on that, so that's another $162. You add all this up, 540 plus 250 plus 162. You just made $952 on that sale. And you're going to get $20 a month because of the major medical plan you just sold. And if it's a husband, wife, and 3 kids, husband, wife, and 1 kid, it's $60 because it's $20 per member, not per application. So now you're getting $60 a month as well. Now, here's what's crazy. That $952, that'll come in the next 2 to 3 days. And the only thing there that really gets underwriting is the term life insurance policy. Everything else is boom, 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 done. Boom, 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 done. So now you say to yourself, wait, this little health insurance policy, health insurance license, this is kind of nice. It's kind of sexy. Why? Because the Affordable Care Act allowed the client to have a 0 monthly cost on their major medical. And because you asked that question up front, what's your budget? What can you afford? If I can get you an amazing plan, what could you afford? You now have that budget to play with to cross-sell other products. Now, listen, full disclosure, not everybody will do it. Some people will be like, listen, I know I can afford 150, but if that's free, I just want that. I'm good. Save me the money. But if you know, but some people will also be like, yeah, I'll take it right now. Can you move him, babe? Some people are like, I'll take it. I got you. The heck yeah, I'm in. Now you're cross-selling. Now you're cross-selling. Now you're cross-selling, 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 cross-selling. Hey, Mr. Client, do you have a cousin or an aunt or an uncle or a brother or a sister that you think could use this type of program? Yeah, call them, call them, call them, call them. There's a perfect storm happening right now, guys. 63 million people lost their jobs because of COVID-19. Half of them were relying on their employers for benefits, and now they don't have any. Media is creating a lot of fear. I'm not trying to minimize what's going on right now. By no means am I trying to minimize what COVID-19 is. It's something serious. However, media is putting a lot of fear out there because of this as well, too. So even the people that never had insurance, the people that are like, nah, I'm good, right? You know what I'm talking about? How many of y'all have a daddy that's like, I'm solid, right? Nothing's going to touch me. I'm eating lard off of a spoon. I'm good. Old school mindset, right? Even some of those people are like, yo, this is no joke. We got to get something in place. That's what that health insurance license does. No lie. That's what it does. No lie. December was about a $16,000 month on my personal. And 16,000, I'm talking commission. That wasn't even, and it had nothing to do with life. That was just cross-selling hospital indemnities, dental, visions, cross-selling like crazy, But you got to talk about it, you got to advertise it, and you know what you need? You need a license for it. You need a license for it. Simple, weekend class license. Simple thing to do. Welcome to the world of independent. Welcome to the world where now you can really maximize what this license has the capabilities of doing. This license will even provide you life settlement options. How many of you guys know that? How many of you guys don't even know what a life settlement is? How about that? Let me ask that question. Who doesn't know what life settlement is? Erica? No? Okay. All right. Let me ask you this question. And everybody do me a favor. Unmute yourself and tell me just say me. I don't need your name. Just unmute yourself. Tell me on the question I'm about to ask right now. How many of you plan on working in the final expense market?
Me.
Me.
Wow. Right?
Me.
Watch this. You go to a final expense client. They're in their 60s. They need life insurance. They're on a budget, right? But they've had this term life insurance policy for like 28 years. This policy that only cost them about $40 a month. It was a cheap term policy. And they know it's about to expire. It's only got like a year left of it, maybe 2. And they're like, I got to get something because when this expires, I'm going to be out of luck. I got no coverage. I need some final expense insurance because I'm too old to afford another term policy. I'm too old to afford that tax-free retirement IUL. I'm too old. And I'm on a tight budget. Only thing I can afford is $10,000 to cover the funeral costs because my term policy is about to expire. But wait a minute. My life insurance agent that went to go see me is a TKO agent, right? He asked me if my term policy can convert into a permanent insurance policy. And it does. My term policy can convert into a permanent plan. No medical underwriting, guaranteed approved, which most term policies do that, by the way. If you're working with a term policy that has where that insurance company offers some type of a permanent policy, most terms can convert. It's called a conversion provision. No medical underwriting. None, guaranteed, but it's expensive if you wait till the very last 2 years to do it. It's expensive. So the client's like, yes, it can convert, but I told you, fool, I'm on a limited income. I can't afford that. Well, Mr. Client, how much is that term policy? Well, it's 500,000. I took it out for $500,000 30 years ago because I had a 1-year-old and 2-year-old son. I needed a lot of coverage. I had a mortgage. And he's kind of grumpy at you because you're asking him what he thinks is rhetorical questions. And then you say to him this, Mr. Client, $500,000, right? What if I can get a financial firm to buy your life insurance right now? That $500,000, they'll buy it from you. And if you give it to them right now, they'll write you a check for $125,000. Wait, what? Say that again? $125,000. If I give you my life insurance that's about to expire in the next 2 years because I can't afford to convert it, where the hell do I sign? But I don't have the health for that. Mr. Klein, what if I told you they actually don't even need to look at your health? What if it's reverse underwriting? Meaning if you're unhealthy, it's actually probably a good thing. How does that work? The technical person will say, how does it work? The A-type mentality person will say, sign me the hell up. I don't care how it works. Put 125,000 in my hands now. The technical person will say, how's that work? Show me. Here's how it works. The financial firm is going to buy your insurance, which means they're going to become the owners of your policy. They're going to become the beneficiaries of your policy. They're going to become the payers of your policy because these are $1 million companies. And they're going to convert that policy from that term insurance to a whole life, or from a term to a universal life, or from a term to some permanent policy that will last past that 2-year period. And because they're the owners, they have full authority. Because they're the payers and they have deep pockets, they can pay it. And because they're the beneficiaries, when you die, they're going to collect the $500,000. And that's why they're willing to give you 125,000 of it now. They're willing to give you 25% of that money now because they're going to collect on the rest of it later. Do you care that they collect the rest of that money, even though it's about to expire now in the next 2 years anyway? No, I don't care at all. Give me that $125 right now. Oh, and by the way, the insurance agent's going to get paid like it's an annuity. So the insurance agent will make anywhere from $5,000 to $7,000 for that transaction. You know, your licenses do that. Your licenses do that. Bet you nobody told you that, did they? You don't even need to add health to do that. You just need the life side of it. Those are called viatical settlements. You ever looked in an application when you're submitting a life app and one of the questions it asks is, are you planning to sell this policy to anybody? Are you financing this through someone? Those are some of the questions that are typically asked. And 90% of us don't know what the heck that question is. And we just no. That's what it is. There's financial firms out there that are in business to buy people's life insurance policies because they know that the person will not outlive that policy if it's a permanent policy. And because that person can't afford the new premium payments of converting it, they're willing to give them 25% of that death benefit right now in exchange for the rest. Reverse underwriting. Isn't that kind of sexy, that term, reverse underwriting? The more unhealthier you are, the more I want you. Now listen. This is not health training. Tony, what are you talking about? I've learned about health, but I've not learned about health. What are you talking about? What I'm trying to explain to you is minimum age is about 50, Tanisha. What I'm trying to explain to you is this. Your licenses do so much more than just sell term life insurance and IULs and final expense. And if you really want to flex your muscles and learn to maximize this and make a career out of this bad boy, you got to educate yourself on this. Knowledge is power. Applied knowledge is better though. Right? So now you have the tools for my final expense people. When you go out to the field, don't forget, just like yesterday's training, right, was clutch. I mean, how many of y'all love that? Listen, his training was on point, wasn't it? Make sure somewhere in your process, you also ask that client, do you have any existing life insurance? What company is it with? Do you know if it has a conversion? And if they say, I don't know, take that extra step to make a phone call to that carrier with that client and find out, because you don't know if you're sitting on $5,000, $6,000 worth of commissions right there. You don't know. You have no idea. You know what's crazy is if that client gets $125,000 in their hand, you know what they might want to do? Come on now. What do you think they're going to do? Huh?
Annuity?
Bam. Let me turn that into a pension. Let me turn that 125 into a guaranteed lifetime stream of income. Pop that into annuity, another 6,000 in commissions. Oh my God. That's how you maximize this license out. That's how you do it. Health insurance is just a piece of the puzzle that can really help you generate. I know people killing it in the health space. I'm not gonna lie. Look, there's some companies, for example, Ambetter, this open enrollment. What was the bonus, Howard? What was the bonus per member you enrolled? What was that number?
The first, if you enroll less than 50 people, it's $50 a member. For 100 members plus, it's $100 per member. And then certain states, if you enrolled in certain states, they added an extra bonus. Like if it was in Tennessee, it was an extra $25 on top of that.
Listen,
and then towards the end, they came out with another bonus where it was another $50 per member that you enroll between January 1st and January 15th. So $500 for every 10 new people that you enrolled.
So these companies, you know what these companies want? They want that subsidy money.
So
Because even though that money is fictitious.
we know somebody who is looking at probably getting an $80,000 bonus check from Ambetter this year.
Yep, there it is. So Ambetter took out this bonus to say, hey, we're going to give you 100 to 150 bucks for every member. Every member, not application, every member. So think about it. Husband, wife, 3 kids, that's 5 members. One-time lump sum bonus, right? And you might go, why in the world are they willing to give us that kind of money if all they're going to pay us is 20 bucks a month? Like, what in the world? You know what these companies want? The government subsidy money. So when the government says you qualify for 700 bucks a month, they want that 700 bucks a month, because although that $700 is a fictitious number to you, although that $700 is a fictitious number to the client, because they're not physically touching that money, who is collecting that money? The health insurance company is, every month. So they're wanting to give you bonuses if you use their products. So imagine you're not a heavy hitter, right? You enroll 50 people at 50 bucks in a bonus. That's a $2,500 bonus you're getting on top of the monthly renewals. You do 100 people, 100 members at $100 bonus per, you just made a $10,000 bonus, and you're not making the monthly renewal. You're just getting the bonus. Woo! I'm telling you guys, it starts off small, but that little itty bitty, pebble going down that hill grabs a hold of some snow, and little by little, this mountain's in Illinois. I'm telling you, it's in Illinois because it's snowing over there. It turns into this really big old boulder going down the hill. And then when Juan Graziani comes out to go check the mail, it just boom, runs right over him. Because anybody that lives in Illinois is thinking crazy. Y'all are insane, okay? It's insanity out there to live there. I don't know what y'all thinking. You know what I'm getting at? You know what I'm getting at? Just with that. Let me close it off with this. I want to talk about hospital indemnity plans, because here's what I will tell you. A hospital indemnity plan, you should immediately add it to your life practice, but you need a health license to do this. I've talked everything about selling you on getting a health license and how the cross-selling aspect of it works. Now, let's say you're like, Tony, I still don't want to get in health insurance. Don't get me wrong. There's some negatives to it. I mean, think about this. You're their health agent. Who do you think they're going to call when they go to the doctor and the doctor says, hey, we're not covering that doctor's visit. You got to pay full price. And then you got to research for the client to find out that doctor doesn't accept that medical plan. Who do you think they're going to call? They're going to call you, right? A lot of people avoid health insurance because of the servicing. I get it. Look, I'm being black and white, good and bad. Let's say you don't want to add health, but you want to run a really good life insurance practice. You know what I love doing with clients? I love doing this. I'll show you. And then I'll validate and I'll explain it to you. But you need a health license to do this. I sell my client a term life policy with full living benefits. 1. 2, I sell my clients and I sell my clients an IUL, aka a tax-free retirement plan that is cash focused. And then I sell my client a hospital indemnity plan that gives cash if the client ends up in the hospital. I'm not even talking health insurance here right now. I'm just talking these three. Why? Here's why. IUL focuses its attention on retirement, cash accumulation. Most of the policies the one I love it is Allianz. If not Allianz, North American. They're very, very good in cash accumulation. Very good. Allianz, however, doesn't have critical illness. So if the person ends up in the hospital because of a stroke, cancer, heart attack, or something like that, they're not going to get lump sum from that one. However, they will get it from the term policy. This term policy will give them lump sum money. It will give. So let's say this is a $250,000 IUL because it's cash focused. Let's say this is a $500,000 term with living benefits from like American National. If you get cancer listen, living benefits isn't like, I got cancer, give me my money now. No, there's typically like a 90-day waiting period. Like this isn't like I had a heart attack, but I'm back at work next week, give me my living benefits. No, this is like I had a heart attack. It was a massive heart attack. And now I got to go through recovery. And my recovery is no joke. It's 3 months. That's how living benefit pays. You got to wait 3 months, right? But what the heck is the client going to do for those 3 months? They're not working. They can't go to work. They got to recover. They went through a heart attack or a stroke. I mean, they need help. They're not in good shape. You mean I got to wait 90 days before this starts to pay me my cash that I need to pay my living expenses, my mortgage, my electric, my water, my bills, and the medical expenses if I, by coincidence, don't have health insurance? That's what these two do. Hospital indemnity fixes it. Hospital indemnity solves the gap. Because hospital indemnity will do this. It'll give you $3,100 in cash day one. 1 day in the hospital, $3,100. They don't need to see that your medical bills are $3,100. They just need to see you spent the night at the hospital. They're not going to send the money to the hospital. They're going to send the money to you. $3,100 cash, day one. If you're in the hospital longer, from day 2 to day 31, they're going to give you $600 for every single day. Every single day, cash. Let me tell you how I look at this. That is disability insurance for the entrepreneur, for the business owner. If I end up in the hospital now for a week, 7 days, and I'm not working, this would be phenomenal for my family if I'm not working. Because if I happen to be an up and coming entrepreneur or a mechanic or a plumber and I'm not working, or a chiropractor, a physical therapist, whatever. Heck, I could be a software developer. If I'm in the hospital for a week, I'm not working, I can't bill my clients, I can't collect money. Just 1 week, 7 days, $3,100. $600 for 6 days. That's $6,700 that week. That can replace my income for a time being, right? That can replace, if I'm smart and I do have health insurance is going to pay the medical bills. If there's $1,000 deductible, then I can take $1,000 of this hospital indemnity plan and pay the deductible and then let the health insurance pay the rest. But the rest of that cash is in my hands. Tax-free, I can do with it what I want. I can do with it what I want. So now I'm talking to the person that says, Tony, I don't want to get in health insurance. I don't want to deal with servicing. I don't want to deal with something. What? No, that's not for me. Get it for this. Get it just for that alone. Get it just for that alone. And listen, I'm telling you guys right now, I'm not a hypocrite. I have this. I have this myself. This formula. My IUL is growing for cash. That's what it's focused on. My term insurance is for that 91st day if I end up in the hospital because of a chronic or critical. But this right here, hospital indemnity, that's going to give me money now. And if it's a real severe thing and I'm in the hospital for all 30 days, right? 31 days, I'm sorry. 600 times 30 is 18,000 plus 3,100 from day one. That's $21,100 that I get. That's a big number. That can help pay some of the bills. That could pay my $1,500 deductible that I have on my health insurance, because that's what it is, right? That pays it. Boom, I'm good. So now my health insurance pays all my medical bills. My living benefit term is going to give me cash on the 90th day, 91st day. My hospital indemnity give me 21 grand first month. And this is still taking care of what? My retirement, my cash accumulation. Boom, 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 boom. Here's what's cool now too, right? We work in the simplified world, but we also work in the fully underwritten world. Let's be real. If you're doing a fully underwritten term in an IUL, that could be 3 to 6 weeks before it approves, issues, pays out, commissions you. You gotta wait to get money. This hospital indemnity, 2 days, you're paid. 2 days. 2 days you're paid. It's about a 50% contract and you get a 9-month advance. You know how much these hospital indemnity plans typically run? Per person that signs up, per person, right? Ready? Watch. It's about $63 a month per person. 63 a month times 12 months. 63 times 12, $756. There it is. Let's say husband and wife, right? So now you're at $1,512 at a 50% contract times 0.50, 75% advance. You just made $567 by the second day. By the second day. So while everything's going in underwriting, you at least deposited that money into your account to pay the bills for your house, to pay that electric, that water bill. It takes 2 days to pay. Direct pay. Boom, done. Thank you. Bye, Felicia. You're ready to go. And you're creating a holistic solution for your client, a holistic answer for your client. Get what I'm saying? Anybody have any questions about what I just talked about right here? I'm going to give you my advice as I finish off here. My son, let me ask a question first before I tell my story. What do you believe is an insurance agent's biggest asset? Right? Like you look at a boxer, right? Their biggest assets, their hands, right? Box. You look at a runner, biggest asset is what? Right? Their ability to run, their feet. Jennifer Lopez's biggest asset is what? Don't say it. I'm just playing. What's an insurance agent's biggest asset? Anybody know? Your ability to talk. Your ability to talk. That's your biggest asset. Your ability to talk. I could be a floating bobblehead. I can have no arms, no legs, nothing, no torso, nothing. I'd be a floating bobblehead. If I could talk, I can make $250,000 in insurance. I could, because I need people that can do, run illustrations, submit applications, whatever. But all I need to do is get in front of somebody and talk, and I can live in this industry. Just need to talk. So why do I say that? Say why I say that. My son last year got COVID. He got what's called, you can research, called COVID tongue. And it's symptoms that attack the mouth. He got COVID tongue. His tongue swelled up. His tongue built this white fungal cap over the top of him, blisters inside of his mouth, sore throat. He had it for a solid 8 days. And I quarantined myself in the room with him. And I said to myself, as I'm praying for my son to get better, as I'm praying that I don't even catch what it is, because I'm in the room with him. Like, I'm not about to have my 11-year-old boy go through it by himself. This is not going to happen. I'm there with him, And I say to myself, if I catch what my son has, I shut down. That's it. Y'all can't get me training. Y'all can't get me on the field. Y'all can't get me for joint work. Nothing. I'm done. If I can't talk, I'm done. I'm out of the game. I'm out of the game. And that's the only thing that kept resonating in my head. It resonated in my head like, man, if I get this for 2 weeks and my voice is gone, like this could really be detrimental, not just to my family, but to my team that still relies on me. That's where I thought about these types of plans, hospital indemnity plans. Because if it got worse, end up in the hospital, right? It's not traditional disability insurance. Don't get me wrong. One thing that I also looked into is disability insurance for myself. Mutual of Omaha offers a pretty good disability plan that pays out after 5 days of not being able to work. It's a short-term disability. From the 5th day, it's a 5-day elimination. Then you get money from the 5th day all the way to the 90th day, short-term disability. And guess what? By definition, because of my industry, if I can't talk, I'm disabled. I can't perform my own occupation because I can't speak. Just like a surgeon that gets a tremor can't perform surgery by definition, right? By definition, they can't perform their own occupation. They're disabled, right? So here's why I say this. And this is my advice to every one of you all now. Everybody here should have a hospital indemnity plan, because all you need to do is go 1 day to the hospital, 1 night to the hospital for breathing problems with COVID, 1 night to the hospital for anything. I'm just using COVID right now because it's highly contagious. So let's just be honest. Let's call it what it is, right? But any reason, 1 night in the hospital, $3,100. 2 nights to 31 nights in the hospital, $600 every single night. Everybody here should get one. Everybody here should also get a disability policy as well too. Because all of these things that we offer are great, but every single one of these things don't take care of the short term. They're all 90-day plus, unless obviously the inevitable, you pass away. But the living benefit side, you got that waiting period you got to go through. That's why that, in my opinion, is something everybody should get. And hospital indemnities with a company called Heartland. And hospital indemnity has a 6-month pre-existing clause. So for example, I got a client right now, he needs to have surgery in his leg. And I said to him, yo, can you wait 6 months? If he can wait 6 months, the hospital indemnity plan's in force. 6-month waiting period, 6-month waiting period. If you can wait 6 months, hospital indemnity plan's in force. So if you've had COVID and you've gone to the doctors and it's in your medical records that you've had COVID, all you got to wait is what? 6 months. And now this plan goes into effect. It's not approved in every state. But in a lot of states it is. It's like 36 to 40 states approved with this particular company that I'm working with called Heartland Financial. And they're going to be speaking this coming Saturday, by the way, at Closers College, just so you guys know. It's not approved in California. Just so you guys know, it's not approved in California. So I apologize, California. California laws are very, very tricky when it comes to health insurance. But guys, 100% holistic financial planning for your clientele. You can take care of that as well too. Let me look at the questions here. And if it isn't as severe as that, the short-term disability, right? Again, disability insurance is all about the definition of a disability based on that occupation. You get what I'm saying? Like an administrative assistant, secretaries, their definition of a disability is a lot more flexible than a construction worker. Construction worker breaks his foot, he can't go to work, he's disabled. Receptionist breaks her foot, she can wheel herself in and pick up the phone. So it's all occupation based. The hospital indemnity, all it has to do with overnights at the hospital. Overnights at the hospital. Day 1, $3,100. Day 2 to day 31, $600 each day. After the 31st day, there's no more coverage in place. But it's cash. Cash is king. You do with that money what you want, whatever you need. You don't have insurance, use that money to pay the medical bills. You're not working, use that money to replace your income. You get what I'm saying? It's there. It's there for you to do what you wish with, right? You work a virtual business and you maybe have an e-commerce store and you're generating passive income and you have great health insurance. Use that money to buy crypto and invest, or use that money to get an annuity, use that money to get an overfunded IUL, but it's yours to do what you want with. Does it go past 31 days, Erica? No, only 31 days. And if you have like symptoms, like let's say you spend 5 days in the hospital, you get paid for 5 days. And then throughout that year, you end up back in the hospital. As long as it's not the same condition you end up back in the hospital for, you get more days remaining. It's a powerful product, guys. You want to see some quotes? You want to see how it works? And we can finish it off. Hopefully, for my health agents, you guys will start leveraging it. If you need to get contracted with this company, I need you to let me know so I can start your contracting for it. If you're not already contracted. And if you're not health licensed, do me a favor, get your stinking license in place. Y'all get it. It's a weekend course, guys. It's tools. This is not like I got a college degree and I don't know what I'm gonna do with my degree. These are licenses you can implement in the business that you're in right now. By the way, I'm not minimizing college. I'm just simply saying, right? Some people get a college degree in something that they're not actually studying. This is something you're working in right now. That's what this license does. Hang on one second, guys. I'm trying to find it. I can share the screen and show it with you. Show it to you guys. Let me see. Health, Heartland. How simple this is now. Good job. I don't even understand how simple this is.
Hey, Tony, do they, once the 31 days go past, can they renew the policy and have to wait 6 more months, or is it like once a year?
That's a great question to ask Nick on Saturday, because I want to dig deeper in that as well too. But I believe it's a 6 month and then it's good to go again. But wait, no, I'm sorry. It's 31 days for a year. So if you exhaust the 31 days for that year, you got to wait a year before you can get it again. Or maybe there's a 6 month period. I'll find out about that. That's a good question. Are you going to be at Closers College?
Yes.
Okay. When Nick speaks, he's going to be virtual. He represents Heartland. When he speaks, make sure you bring that one up. That's a great question, by the way. All right. So here's my portal. Right? Here's the portal. right? So you go right here, Secure Flex app. Boom. Right. So who wants me to run a quote on them? Who wants a quote? Who wants a quote? Somebody here does. I know y'all do.
I need one.
Is that Miss Shaw?
Yes.
All right. Give me the spelling of your first name.
Makesha.
Makesha.
Mm.
Birthday?
5/13/80.
Are you married, ma'am?
Single.
Single. Okay. So you could pick how much benefit you want per day. I just go to the maximum, $600 a day. You can pick how many days you want. The more days you get, the more it costs, right? I'm going to the maximum, 31 days. The state you're in?
Texas.
There's Texas. Look at all the states it covers. It's a lot of states here, y'all. I mean, look at all the states it covers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36 out of the 50 states covered. Boom. Let's run the quote. All right. So look, the initial price is $37.20. Right. What I like to add is this one right here, lump sum hospital confinements, which means you spend a day in the hospital, you get an additional $2,500.
Mhm.
That's that $3,100 in day one. Why? Because 2,500 plus 600 is 3,100. And then after that, you're going to get $600 a day for the next 31 days. Look at the price, $76.70. Pretty good, right?
Mhm.
Boom, apply here, done. It's literally the application is a couple questions, address, email, social, 5 medical questions, more long-term care type questions, meaning have you been, needing a nurse in the last 2 years, confinement, anything like that. Applied, done, approved. Approved.
Wow.
Something you guys should definitely look into getting if you're not, if you are health licensed, get the contract. If you're not, get the license. Look at you have an opportunity to be like a Howard, right? Howard is looking at 11 grand a month, right? My conversation with Howard this week, just so you guys know, was, hey, Howard, are you looking to shift into the health space solely, focus 100% on that and put life aside? Because I'm not gonna lie, that $11,500 a month of passive income where you ain't got to clock in, that'll get somebody comfortable. But he said, no, I'm still building. Not enough. I'm going after $500,000 a year. Okay, good. Life's where it's at, right? You could be that. You could be the person that makes, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month in health insurance. I mean, $4,000 a month. $4,000 a month divided by 20. That's 200 members. Not clients, members. So let's say you deal with husbands and wives and kids, right? Divide that by 3. It's 66 families. You're making $4,000 a month in passive income, right? Can you do 66 families all at once? No, 10 here, 5 here, 10 here, whatever. But it's there. And then you get those cross-selling opportunities, cross-selling opportunities, cross-selling opportunities, cross-selling opportunities. That's what I love, the cross-selling. Like I said, I enrolled 45 members. It'll pay me personally $900 a month. Cool, whatever. I'll use it to buy leads. I'll use it to invest into the business. But what I loved was the $60,000 in annual premium that we wrote. That I did love. Out of 45 clients, $60,000 in annual premium we wrote. That's, at a VP level, that's a solid $50,000 in commissions. Now, full disclosure, that annual premium isn't all life. Some of it is life, some of it's hospital indemnity, some of it is dental. So it probably averages at about a 70% contract, right? Because dental is like a 30% payout, right? Hospital indemnity is a 50%. The life is that high, 90, 100, 110. So let's say it averages at 70, right? 60,000 at 70% with a 75% advance is still $31,000 commissions. Month and a half, 2 months worth of working open enrollment ain't bad. Ain't bad at all. Ain't bad at all. Any questions?
Oh, This about the viatical settlements. Do you have, if we run across someone like that, do you have like a list of companies we use?
I don't, but our back office does. That is a
Okay.
John Countryman question. John Countryman is probably one of the most silent lethal weapons we have in TKO. He knows when I tell you technical, this man is technical to the 10th power. He makes Ben Stein seem stupid. I remember Ben Stein. You remember that scientist, the mad scientist? For dry, red eyes. Minor, it also has an ingredient to moisturize. Y'all remember that? John Countryman is that guy. If you call John, let me tell you this. If you call John and you want to have him help you with IULs, you better block an hour and a half. He's going to take an hour and a half of your life to educate you.
That's just the
on
introduction.
What's that?
That's just the introduction.
That's just the intro.
I have
love
spent
him.
3 hours on the phone with him at a time.
Yeah, he knows his stuff. And you start talking to him about premium financing, infinite banking, viatical settlements, that kind of stuff. Oh, he loves it. Like you're taking him to Disneyland if you want to talk those types of things, because it gets his juices. I mean, it gets his mind going. Like he just loves that type of advanced sales conversation. That's his world. He's totally perfect for the role that he's in right now. So, Erica, I might not have the answer for you, right? But Albert Einstein says it's not about being a genius and having all the answers. It's about knowing where to get the answers. That makes him a genius. John Countryman is your resource for that. Okay. Any other questions? For those of you doing taxes, this is huge, enormous. I'm putting together a program right now. Let me show you guys, right? Because I think everybody needs to start talking taxes. And by the way, health, taxes, credit, e-commerce, all of it. If you say, I don't want to do it, I'm just gonna be a life and annuity guy or gal, but you refer it, you're gonna receive a commission. You will receive a commission for people you send over our way. You will receive a commission for people you send over our way. So just to make that 100% transparent, let me show you taxes right now, what I'm putting together.
Tony, this is Makisha. Can you explain the e-commerce part?
Yeah. I can briefly, but I don't want to spoil it because I've actually got e-commerce. I got Ace Financial coming to Closers College live, and they do it way better than I do.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll cover it lightly. So look what I'm giving to the tax preparers, right? Every time they do the taxes, I'm having them put together 3 options. 1, 2, 3. If you remember, Armando talked about that yesterday in training, right? You give them 3 options. And what we're doing is, let's just say hypothetically, the client gets 6 grand back in tax returns. We're giving them 3 options, right? 1 option, 6 grand, full, get all your money back. Option 2, get 5,400 back. Option 3, get 4,800 back. But let me tell you what option 2 and option 2 bring along with you, right? And what we're gonna do is we're gonna cross-sell a Forrester simplified term product and have it paid for the whole year, annualized. Rather than monthly, we want to annualize it so we ain't got to worry about chargebacks, we got to worry about any of that. And the best time to do it is what? When we know the client has cash in their hands. So here, we just did your taxes, here's your return. By the way, let me talk to you real quick about some of these added services that we provide for you, right? And here's, option 2 is $250,000 of coverage. Option 3 is $400,000 of coverage, right? This one costs $600. This one costs $1,200 for the year. We can just deduct that from your return. And it's a 5-minute application, 5-minute process. That's what we're going to be trying to do. Now, we might not, maybe out of 10 tax clients, 5 of them do it. Okay, why not? Generate a little income for helping them with their taxes, make some commission for cross-selling on the life side. And if you make that person your client, maybe you want to talk about a quick hospital indemnity option as well too. I don't like to do everything in one meeting, but I like to drip a little here, drip a little there, drip a little there, right? There's nothing wrong with once every 2 months calling your client up and be like, hey, let me take you out for lunch. Let's get a quick sandwich. It's on me. I want to talk to you about some of the new things that are out there right now. And you boom, boom, boom. Make sense? Questions?